two C's will completely transform your sales influence. All right, we are almost at the end of the year. 2021 is over, folks. It's over. And now we got the new beginnings, the beautiful, new, joyful beginnings where you are going to exponentially grow and have opportunities of just pure wealth show up at your door, because you're showing up here, you're showing up boldly, you're showing up powerfully to absolutely grow your business. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So give yourself a big congratulations for saying, hey, listen, I am growing, especially if you are listening to this thing right before 2022 hits. You're still out there. You're still saying, hey, I can grow before the year ends. Congratulations. You are amazing. Want to share with you, you gotta come. You gotta come only if you're into this growth mindset and you are ready to transform and just give your life over to us. No, just joking. You are ready, seriously, to just transform. We have an amazing abundance mindset small group mastermind on the 17th and 18th of February. So just as this recording's happening, less than 2 months away, limited seats are available. There's going to be some of our members that are going to be there from Genius Loan Officer, and then people that are non-members, and this great collection. We are douchebag free at Genius Loan Officer. So the ones that will be there will be amazing. We've already got commitments from our group. The ones that are coming, those are, I think, all full. Now it's up to you all to come in and see what it's all about. The big thing we got was it's transformative. That was our last event in Vegas. It was transformative. I was able to ROI immediately, multiple times. I was able to just think differently. I'm able to show up differently. I'm able to have better conversations with real estate partners, on and on and on and on and on and on. I don't want to bore you with all those details too much. I know you're ready to get some golden nuggets today. Some golden nuggets, not the nuggets from McDonald's. Those are, I don't know if those are really golden or I don't even know if they're real chicken, right? So, but I'll tell you what, the kids love them. The Happy Meals, although the Happy Meals do kind of maybe happy. Just seeing Happy Meals because it's back to the old days when you're a kid and you just want that little Happy Meal. So I digress as always. So today, the two C's, this is vitally important for your business, because you're out there and, we all struggle from time to time of having conversations correctly or showing up powerfully, showing up joyfully to our next calls. I strongly urge you, by the way, no matter what calls you're making, even if it's so-called cold calls, by the way, stricken that. That's a horrible, horrible metaphor. It's awful. It's bunk. It's crap. So never say that. It's your opportunity. It's your joyful opportunity to make abundance calls, to give others an opportunity to powerfully grow with you. So, change that frame. If we could do anything in life, we can continue to change our frame. And that is huge. So today, we often you're struggling with, and I don't think we went over this part in any of this on this podcast before. This is vitally, vitally important when it comes to how we're showing up. Well, oftentimes the question is going on whether it be direct question or it be a question that somebody is kind of having in their head when it comes to real estate agents. A real estate agent may say something along the lines of, why should I go with you? Why should I go with you as a lender? And what I tell you, we have these, this is one of them, got these amazing playbooks. If you're watching it, that's these amazing playbooks that we have made for our clients that they can give to real estate agents, and they're awesome. And in our January edition, it's got this to help also real estate agents because they struggle with this. Somebody, clients like, well, I've talked to these other real estate agents. Well, why should I go with you? And so I actually sat down with the real estate agent and asked her, I said, hey, listen, what would you say to that? And she went on for about 3-4 minutes about why somebody should go with her. It was great. It was heartfelt. It was beautiful. She cared about her clients. All these great things came out of that. What she was very prideful, how she saw herself as an agent, how she saw herself as a person. I tell you what, beautiful. I loved hearing it. And obviously I didn't say, no, that's wrong, because I want to encourage her. This is a great thing. This is being clear about what you do and how you're going to do it and how you take care of people. And this can be such marketing pieces that you can create out of this and such conversations you can have out of this. However, like, can I just, encourage you to at least think about this and consider this, is that when you tell someone that, people go numb to it. People hear that. They expect you to say that. When it comes to being a lender, if a realtor asks you, why are you the best? And you say, hey, my products, my services, all these blah, 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 communication, blah, my communication, and you puke all over them, just word vomit all over them about how great you are. What did they expect you to say? They expected you to say those things. So guess what? They have a script. Everybody has a script. I tell you what, one of the greatest influential things you can do is break people's script. Pattern interrupts are huge because people have these patterns, these storylines going through their head. They know what's going to be next, right? So we have all these things going through our head. What's our next script? What's the next thing going to be said? When you go to McDonald's and they're like, we would like fries with that, right? They have that script. If you break their script, sometimes they short circuit, right? Because they don't have another script. Well, what am I supposed to do next? And we can laugh about that, which is funny. It is funny because, like, I'm a huge behavioral, and this is hopefully why you'll continue to listen, because I am geeked out about this stuff. I study hours. Masterminds over this. I talk to some of the highest level people in the world, just influential behavior. And so I'm always kind of do things just to kind of experiment, right? So it's kind of funny when you do things and you short circuit somebody and they're like, what am I supposed to say next? I don't know, because the script run out. And so we can mess with people's scripts, and it's fun, and whatever. But call me cruel. I don't do it to be cruel. It's just sometimes it's good to break people out of scripts. That way, it opens up their consciousness, right? Like, a lot of times our portal gets closed on our consciousness, or and as salespeople, what happens is, like, we don't ever bring anybody out of their state of consciousness, right? And so, like, when people talk about hypnosis, they think hypnotizing somebody, for example, is narrowing somebody down to not have one focus. But actually, it really opens up their state of consciousness, right? It opens up the windows and loops and all those. So I'm not going to go into a huge detail of that, but it's going to bring me to all these points in the 2 C's that we're going to talk about. Is that when we are talking to real estate agents or anybody else, they have these scripts. Like, when I was running an Ashley Furniture, people would come in, and my salespeople would struggle with that first initial conversation, right? Because people like just looking, big hard push-offs, right? Boom. Like, it was like almost it's dang near a physical push. Get away from me, bro. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I just want to go and look for furniture and all that. And breaking people's scripts, it was instrumental. Before I kind of got geeked out about this stuff years ago, I just really was doing all these tests, right? Like, how do I break that script? And I didn't really know. I didn't really call it the script, and I don't know. At that time, I was just experimenting, going, how do I not allow them just to say, just looking, and push me off? And how do I actually have a conversation enough, at least, to build some type of authority there, right? And I tell you, by the way, just a little thing that we'll talk about later too. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of stuff to kind of just ponder and think. And hopefully what this does is give you a higher level state of consciousness to start thinking for yourself as well. It just give you nuggets. But like I tell you, authority beats rapport all day long. Authority beats rapport all day long. Authority will thump it all day long, all the way down. So I will just let you kind of ponder on that, and we will talk about that in a later episode into deep psychology stuff. So now when it comes to authority off the bat, trying to gain that authority, how do I break that script? How do I do that? So I would experiment different things where I would, almost like, oh, here's this flyer. I'll let you do your thing. Oh, and then boom, go back. By the way, there's this, which is kind of, you can say, well, it's kind of Columbo method. You kind of try that. And then it's like, okay, how do I, that's a good one. But I broke it. So I'm saying all this to say, we look back around to like, why is it important, off the bat when somebody's like, hey, why should I use a lender? And if we start going down the same old script, they have that script. They know that script. You're going to say you're great at stuff, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, okay, cool. My person's great at this. Hey, I'm really great at communication. Well, so is my person, right? So all they're saying is, and what you're doing is as well, is you never want to call into, like, just really get this basis too. You never want to call into question someone's, someone's thought process or someone's judgment, right? Like if you call into question someone's judgment, it's very damaging. And when you're like, hey, I'm better at this and I can do this and all this, and then it's going all the way against like who they have now, and it's thudding against. It's like, so when somebody says, I love your shoes, or I love that's a positive impression already. That's saying your judgment is sound. I agree with you. We're powerfully connected together because of this, whatever. So all these things are happening, but the opposite end of it again is we're questioning their judgment. So we do not ever want to do that, ever do that. And this goes down the line. So the two C's, by the way, there's two C's that really are going to blow the lid off of your sales influence is concepts and confidence. Concepts and confidence. You can have all the scripts in the world that you want, but if your concepts are not there and your confidence is not there, it doesn't matter about the scripts. The scripts are about 20% of that. Now, the scripts can definitely give you confidence, right? Because now I know what I'm going to say next and I'm not having to hem haul around. The scripts is definitely along with your concepts, but understanding these concepts are vital. Having the confidence is imperative. It will make you show up more powerfully. You can give somebody, if somebody is, you give A and B salesperson, A and B loan officer, and A loan officer has all the scripts. They don't really understand the concepts behind the scripts, and they have okay confidence. Or you have B, the other person has a few scripts, nothing, not a lot. Couple scripts, okay. They know concepts behind the conversation that they're having, the influence that they're having. They have extreme confidence. Who wins that fight? All day it's B, right? All day, every day, not even a question. It's just they're gonna kick your butt all down the street. Now, if you couple all of them together, loan officer C has the scripts, has the concepts. They know why they're saying those. when they can deviate from those, all those things, and they have extreme confidence, oh my gosh, they're a lethal weapon, right? It's a good series, by the way, Lethal Weapon. Back in the day, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, good Lethal Weapon. Yes, movie references all day. But you are going to be a lethal weapon, seriously, if you have them all. But I want to really encourage you that if you're getting scripts from anywhere and you're not asking why, what's the reason behind it, what's the concept behind it, then we're missing a big portion of that. Because what happens is, and so let me tell you a story. So back in the day, I was, I was like, it was about 20 years ago. I just got done boxing. I was lean, mean, fighting machine. But I was like, man, I'm gonna start lifting. I'm gonna get into, to just get as big and strong as I can. So I was like, where do I start? So I went out and I got a magazine, bodybuilding magazine. I was, I ripped that sucker open, went home, and was just going through the articles. And one article had this huge bodybuilder, and he had all the sets, all the reps, all the weights that he did to get, this completely transformed body. And it was just looked like a cartoon character, right? And I'm like, man, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I got all my gym gear together and went to the gym and started just pounding out the weights and lifting. And, about halfway through, I'm drenched. My white shirt is a see-through, and I'm bent over just panting and can't hardly breathe. And, but I get to the end of it, get my last set of dumbbells done, and drag myself out. And I get to my truck, and I try to pull myself up, and I'm just, oh my gosh, I can barely get in the truck. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. But I was smiling. I was like, yes, I'm doing something, because I'm a nutcase like that. I like the pain, but I struggled, got through it all. The next day, boom, I was back at it, because a 5-day routine, I'm just back at it every single day. And guess what happened? I got really strong. I got really big. I was getting bigger. And then months down the line, what happened? What happened? Well, guess what? Sometimes I didn't get enough sleep. So like I was a little off that day, and it was like really hard to struggle to me to get the weights that I was putting in there. Then I was, something else would happen and get a little bit of injury, and then like, okay, what do I do next? And how do I finish this off? And do I keep going through this? And then I was stall point, and I wasn't getting, I wasn't able to even get through the weights and lift the weights that prescribed to me that day. All these things happen, right? And I was starting to struggle, and this was some months down the line. But I got really strong, big, things were working out, I was doing well, but I hit that stalling point. And so I had all the scripts. I knew exactly what weights I was supposed to do. I knew exactly how many reps I was supposed to do, how many days a week I was supposed to do, what body part I was supposed to do, which only got me so far. But then when something went wrong, when there was a tweak, when there was a weight missed, when I didn't get enough rest that day, when I went weeks on end and not taking a break, all these things happen. And guess what? I was no longer able to improve. And I had no idea really how to deviate from the plan. Because what? I had the scripts, but I didn't have the concepts yet. Now, transfer later in my career, was ranked #1 in my weight class in powerlifting. I would have my plan out, and a lot of times, guess what would happen? I'd get in the gym, and it would change at the gym. I had a basic formula what I was going to do, but then it changed. Sometimes it was heavier, sometimes it was lighter, but I had that flexibility because I knew which we always want to, and we talk about sales, that comes in the form of sensory acuity and behavioral, behavioral changes, right? That we need to make during the process, right? On the fly. So it's got to have that behavioral flexibility during a time and a sensory acuity on the fly. And we only gain that if we know the concepts behind it. So the first concept I want to teach you is when we are saying these things, we went deep and we already went through most of this, right? And this is why I don't just say, hey, listen, just when an realtor asks you, why should I go with you? We don't just say, I don't know that you should. We don't just say that and go, okay, well, good. That's what you say off the bat. That's the first thing, and that's it. Because you don't even know why the reasons you would say that. So if something does go a little off, then you don't even know the concept behind it. You don't know why you're saying it. You're just kind of saying it. The concept behind that is it's 100% a pattern interrupt, right? It's breaking some of the script. We went through this. So you know. So like, for example, if John asked you, why should I go with you? John, look. Now, why am I saying John, look? Well, it's two pattern interrupts off the bat, right? Because, one, they're like, oh, hey, John, that's my name. Look, that's my, my VAC, my visual auditory kinesthetic. So I'm like, what? So as soon as somebody says, John, look, like there's a little bit of a, almost that head snap, right? Okay. Now I'm kind of, I'm hearing, I'm listening up. And so we can go and then we can say this, John, look, I'm not sure you should. It may be appropriate if we discovered more about each other to see if we're possibly a fit. I can't be the one to say you'll discover a great decision is being made working together. Now we're going to deep dive into that. Now, what's the concepts behind this? You think, well, what? I can't say that. I tell you, this has worked. This has worked with tons of our clients where all of a sudden they're having deeper conversations. The concept, by the way, starts with what? The power curve. This is huge, huge that you get this concept. The power curve. The instant that people think, and a realtor thinks, okay, well, they need me to hit my goal. They need me. And then you also are thinking that, because this is where people are, loan officers all the time are missing, right? Because it's like, what value do I add? Oh my gosh. Like this is something that I think we've spoke about before, is these lead people are preying on you, the loan officer, that says, hey, you got to get the lead first. If you don't have the lead first, what value you have? They have all the value. Oh my gosh, now you're coming from behind. Bull crap. If they actually do that themselves, which a lot of them do because they've never been successful in anything on this. They've never been a successful loan officer. They may be really successful in other ways. They just try to prey on this, and it's a fast fleeting service they're going to give, and it's going to crash and burn because they don't know the concepts. They don't have the concepts in their head. They're thinking, oh my gosh, like I got to give away all these things to add value, and I'm not the value. So the concept is you're coming from behind on the wrong frame already. The more we can frame, the more we can reframe others, I tell you what, the more we're going to continue to win. Meaning that if we are framed from the standpoint of, okay, well, as soon as they ask me that, then I got to give them all this stuff because I got to give to justify why I am valuable, we've already lost. We've already put ourselves in a bucket. We're already working from behind. Rather than, John, look, I don't know. I'm not sure you should. Because ultimately, we don't know if they should use us as a loan officer either. You're not a fit for everybody. Yeah, right? And the more important, all people are not a fit for you. And that's a great thing. I am interviewing you. It's not just you're interviewing me just because I call. making an opportunity call for you to be a joyful opportunity call for you to be able to powerfully show up differently in your business with this partnership. I'm giving this person an opportunity to joyfully show up, to powerfully show up by having this opportunity call that I'm making. And if that opportunity is not for them, and it's more importantly, it's not for me, I'm going to move on. I'm going to cut bait. So I don't know if I'm the right lender. We're a great fit for each other, right? I don't know that. I'm cool with it. I'm not leaning forward going, please give me business. I'm right. I'm straight up and down. I'm confident. I'm composed, which we talk about concepts and confidence. This is where this all plays in. I'm very confident. And the concept is, guess what? I don't know. We'll see. Are you fit for me? Like, are you fit for me? Are you a realtor that does good business? Are you a realtor that actually does business the way they should? Are you going to be a douchebag, or are you going to be a great person? Are you going to be someone that is not just thinking, I'm going to give you these deals and I'm going to treat you like crap? Or am I going to be a professional that joyfully shows up? And then we can naturally just work together in partnership. Is that who I'm going to be working with? I got to know that. I got to know that that's what's going to be, that's how you're going to show up. Right? So we're saying, I'm not sure you should. It may be appropriate if we discovered more about each other. Two key words there, appropriate, and to see if we are possibly a fit. Three key words there, appropriate, maybe appropriate, the appropriate and possibly at the end of the sentence, if you write that down, may be appropriate if we discovered more about each other to see if we are possibly a fit. Now, the appropriate and possibly are what? Neutral. They're very neutral. I still don't know. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not like, I don't know if we are or not. Again, we're still remaining so neutral. People can feel this. They can hear this in their tonality. And by the way, the tone should be, when we are talking about authority, one of those things is a lot of the movement, right? And a lot of the pacing. So when we're creating authority, you think about anybody that's really been cool and confident. Like, think about how they move and how they talk. Like, they can talk a little faster, like I am now, when they're excitable and they're talking, they're going through stuff. But when they're in, these situations that are, in sales situations, or they're in conversation where they're just having just a mingling conversation, or they're challenged. Guess what do? They are they move like they're underwater, right? They are going to speak in a confident, good tonality, not rush, not just an influx, right? They're going to have this certain confidence about them, right? We know that. So think about somebody like that. Think about yourself like that, in your best possible confident mood. Not arrogant, confident, right in the middle, confident, composed. It may be appropriate if we discovered is a big word, we're discovering. So it's also getting their mind to what? Forecast thinking, getting them to broaden their reach, discovered more about each other to see if we are possibly a fit. I can't be the one. This is this is taking all the arrogance away, right? Like, we are not saying, I don't know, we can, and I'm not saying like I can be the one to tell you this. Like, I am professing that I don't know. Everybody doesn't know. Everybody doesn't like a know-it-all. You're not acting like a know-it-all, because I don't. Like, and literally, if I'm having a conversation with you, or if you're talking about the coaching, I don't know. I really don't. It's not about trickery. This is about opening up a conversation. When we talk about our unclosing method, It's not trying to close somebody, oh my gosh, beat them over the head. We're having a real authentic conversation here. I got to know whether we're a fit. We're going to have a real conversation. We're not going to do pitching. Pitching in baseball is awesome. Pitching in sales sucks. Okay? Stop pitching. I can't be the one to say how you'll discover, again, discover, big word, a great decision is being made working together. Right? I'm already embedding a lot in that language. A great decision is being made. What's a great decision being made? Well, it's very, and by the way, not being clear on everything is a great thing as well. Actually opens up a loop for people. And there's an opportunity to influence in that loop. When people are kind of searching for the meaning and there's confusion, which people don't talk about in sales, confusion in the right context and the right timing, having the right concepts can absolutely help you win more sales, because I don't know what exactly. Okay. Well, so they're kind of just searching. Their brain is searching, right? Their script has been thrown out, scrubbed up, burned, ran over by the school bus. I mean, it's peed on by the dog. It's went through everything. The script is just like completely out of the window, right? It's no longer existent. They don't know what their next script is. So now they're searching, and now they may have to come back with a response that is genuine, that is real, that is, okay, now, hey, okay, now you got that opportunity to influence, right? You may say, oh, okay, depending on what they're saying, now we have an opportunity to have an influential, good conversation here. Rather than pitching terms, pitching all these other things, rates. And by the way, this is a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. I just got to ask this from one of our awesome members of Glow. We're talking through some of these conversations. She said, well, a lot of times I go to these meetings and they ask, what's my rates? I'm like, first of all, there may be some things we need to talk about before that that's coming up, right? So there may be some things that are in a conversation before that, that we need to shore up, that the way that doesn't come up. But if they do, even if they do, when they do, it's a trap. The trap is that when we take that as, now they've asked this question, we got to go in this great detail, we got to talk about this, when in actuality, most times they just don't know what else to ask. Well, what's your rates? A lot of times they even stutter, what's your rates? Because they're searching for something to even ask you as a lender. And then we are taking that bait, and now we got a soliloquy for 10 minutes about our rates. And here's the deal, your realtor, if they care that much about rates, may not be the person for you. And I don't care how good or great a rates you have. And I'm not saying they shouldn't care about, you having some sort of competitive and not making them look bad because your rates are a point and a half higher. I'm not saying that, but genuinely, I can't say that word. So, but if they are asking about rates and they really care so much about rates, and oh my gosh, are you a quarter point, or are you eighth a point higher than somebody else? Then they're majoring in minors that you probably need to run away from. It's not going to be your partnership that you're going to do a lot of deals probably with anyway. Do you want to be beat up over, because I don't care where you're at, you can be beat by an eighth. Do they care if somebody's beating them by a quarter on what they're doing? Or is it an investment in somebody being able to, help somebody with their services in a correct way? So the trap is, do not go down that path. It's an easy answer. It's something along the lines of, Well, John, or we can show Mary. Well, Mary, we have, we have, you know, so let me ask you, boom, now you're back on them, asking them something. If they keep down that line, you're like, now, Mary, I appreciate the questions. Just make sure I'm answering you properly and make sure I take care of you. Is there, has there been something in the past that's making you, ask those questions more? Is maybe some rates came up out of left field that cost you a deal, or like what went on there? Maybe there's some pain point there. Maybe something just happened. Maybe you can get into that. And now you're talking deeper. Well, yeah, this one had a point higher. Well, Mary, I'll tell you that stinks, but that's not going to be us, right? Now, that's not exactly a conversation, but you get what I'm saying. It's just if there is something, the pain point, then we can try to address that. Otherwise, we are just getting back to them. What's going on in their life? What's going on in their business? What can we help them with? What's important, really important to them? It's not usually rates, okay? So I tell you, let's make a declaration, when we're making our calls and when we're showing up to joyfully and powerfully be the value add to others, and look at it as an amazing opportunity for others to work with us. Never call anything a cold call. Always know the concepts. Always be confident. Work on your confidence. This comes in so many levels. We didn't go into a ton like how to work on confidence. I think we went over that on an episode before some. But do the little things that are going to continue to build your confidence. Do the little things that are going to build your confidence. Your personal integrity is huge. I want to encourage you to have a lot of personal integrity. So if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you even even if you have an appointment with a lead specialist that you're not going to, all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm not going to do anything. Don't just ignore that and not show up. Have the conversation, right? I'm not like, whatever you say you're going to do, don't skip appointments. Do the little things that are going to build the confidence that you say, I know that I'm going to do that. I know I got personal integrity. And you start doing those things, you start just acting in bolder ways, confidence is going to start building and people are going to see you differently. Because I tell you what, it takes a lot to get over that confidence if you're trying to just, in the moment, you're trying to overcome the lack of confidence because you have personal integrity that's really wore that down. It's going to be tough, right? Even if you know some concepts and you have the scripting, you can do a lot of damage. You can do a lot of great stuff. You can do a lot of sales, but I tell you what, you're going to take real flight if you can have them all together. So join us. I tell you what, geniusloanofficer.com. We got some special incentives for you if you sign up next a few days before the end of 2021, or at least just hit an appointment. We may talk to you after that, depending on when you sign up for a call. But I tell you what, you're missing out if you're not with Genius Loan Officer, and it's not because I'm going to sit there and throw you all this garbage at you. I think by now you're understanding, like, we don't speak the same way as other loan officers do. We don't approach business the way others approach business. We don't approach sales the way others approach it. We don't approach our marketing the same way. It's if you want something far different than other people have, then Genius Loan Officer is for you. If you want the same old lame-o, if you just want to that's all you're going to do is just call the realtors and you're just going to say, hey, you work or play last weekend, and that's the only thing you're going to do. You're not going to have these amazing other stuff, tools and ways to hack people's scripts and talk in a different manner and have people showing up bolder in their business. and you bouldering your business and having just amazing tools and strategies and having the concepts and having the confidence to go out there and absolutely perform, Genius Loan Officer may be for you only if you're ready to show up and you're ready to take it to the next level and you're ready to understand that it's going to be different and it's going to be uncomfortable in growth, but so joyful and so powerful of a change that you're going to make. And you're going to be able to do things extraordinarily well in all phases of life. And you're going to be able to do it in a lot less time. So if that sounds like that is for you, book a call, geniusloanofficer.com. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And I'll tell you what, you know the drill. Limited risk equals limited income.